ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवहं तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। So namaste everyone. Today my guest is Swami Nityananda Giri from Rishikesh, from Himalayas. So namaste. Swami. Namaste. So let me say a few words about my guest. So Swami Nityananda Giri is the Kriya Yoga master in the tradition of Sri Yukteswar Giri and also astrologer. And of course, all my questions based on his wonderful book, which is available in internet and so globally. The title goes like Kriya Yoga, the Science of Life Force. So this wonderful and very interesting, very useful actually book, published something like 2012 or 2013, I think, yeah. And so we can learn really a lot from this book about philosophical, historical, cultural background of Kriya Yoga meditation, and of course techniques. And okay, my first question, again, enjoying reading this book always. And okay, in the very beginning you are writing about just yoga, not yet Kriya Yoga, and so the quote is like that: in fact, we are never separate from our source, but we have forgotten our true nature and identify ourselves with our physical body and our mind, our intellect and our ego. So actually you are speaking about yoga as the process of oneness or reunion with the source. Okay, according to your opinion, and maybe according to the tradition, why meditation is the tool which may help us not only intellectually understand this oneness with, let us say, God, but okay, actually experience this union.
Here actually, if you look into the traditional definition of yoga, nowhere it is said as union. Nowhere. If you look into the ancient scriptures, never it is said that it is union with God, union with something. The word used in yogic scriptures is Ishwar.
Ishwar, okay.
And it is not said about union. Yoga is not speaking about union. It is the definition of yoga in yogic scriptures is used samadhi. Samadhi is yoga. But there is another definition that is called Ujiri Yogi. To join or to is yoga. Now confusion came. This confusion is only maximum 150 years, not before that. When Indian yogis started going to teach to Western countries, and Westerners are interested in the, particularly the European Indologists, they are interested in yoga. So what was the problem with the European Indologists? They have a lens that is a biblical lens, because it is natural for everyone. When I will study something, I will have a lens of the Vedic lens, because I was born in that tradition and that culture. So in this biblical culture of the Western people, there is a God, and people are here, they are suffering. So the problem is salvation. So with that means going to the heaven. With that lens, they started studying the Indian philosophy. So they thought that here there is something they are talking about Brahman or Ishvara, and they must be joining with that by this process. But actually it is not like that. Because here the idea of Brahman is everything. Means that is the both causal cause of this universe and the material cause of this universe. So when something is the material cause, there cannot be a question of union. Because it yourself is the God material. But that concept is not there in Abrahamic traditions. So they are thinking in a different tradition. Now, when Indian yogis went to teach to the West, there is a people, they are in a different background, different culture. So they started teaching like taking the clue that Ujir Yoga, unionism. But actually that is a mathematical definition, not a philosophical definition. Now then they try to modify it. That means you have to join with your source. And they say for easy convenience, they say that this source is your God. But in actuality, if you go by the Oriental system, there is no union. Because you are the God material. Even if you have forgotten yourself.
Okay, can I say that, okay, when we say in a biblical way God is something like outside, okay, but in the Western esoteric tradition we have also such a word, such a term like consciousness or absolute consciousness. Can we say that maybe better not to use such a word like God, and better to speak about absolute consciousness, because in this case anyway we are consciousness?
That is what in Vedic culture is called Chit. Chit. In yoga scriptures of Patanjali we call it Chitti Shakti. That Chitti Shakti is universal. When that is universal, that is Ishvara. When that is identified with one individual, that has become individual self. So we have created an individual self and a cosmic self. Actually, there is no difference between individual self and the cosmic self. But due to our identity with the intellect-mind complex, we created an ego. That is a superimposed separation. A superimposed separation. Now,
But,
this
okay.
Yes?
Yeah, continue, please continue, sorry.
The superimposed separation. Now, I think I am separate. I give a very common example. That is space in this house. This space in this house is not separate from the total space. Before the construction of the house, it was one with the total space. With the house, it is also one with the total space. After the destruction of this house, it is also one with the total space. But now I see the space of the house because of the walls, roof and floor. Similarly, due to intellect and mind complex, I see a separation. Now the separation has made me a different individual. That is not a problem. Problem is that the total consciousness now seems within the body is contracted. But when unlimited, it becomes a limited, and its own self is unlimited, it's trying to explain.
Yeah, but then, okay, your name is Swami Nityananda Giri. Giri means, okay, branch of Adi Shankaracharya tradition, which is based on philosophy of Advaita, which is like you are speaking about. But at the same time, even in the Hindu Vedic tradition, we have Dvaita and Vishishta Dvaita tradition of Ramanuja and Madhvacharya and, Vaishnava tradition and Bhakti, and then they actually separate Narayana or Krishna, let us say, from the Bhakta. can we say that, okay, the meditation and the Kriya Yoga tradition, which you mean, mostly based on Adi Shankaracharya philosophy?
Even if I go into the Vaishnavite philosophies, then the Vishnu or Ishvara, what it is? Ishvara sarvabhutanam uddesher junatishta. In the words of Krishna, Ishvara is sitting in the heart of every being. That means there is a inbuilt unity, no separation. Even they create a separation for the purpose of a lila. Means it is a cosmic play. In that cosmic play, the same God has become the individual beings. Now they are separate, and we are making it is a cosmic play. And in that cosmic play, when the Ishvara knows that he is one with everything, the Jiva forgets that Ishvara is inbuilt. Ishvara is with it. Ishvara is sitting in his heart. So it creates a separation. So there is also inherent union. And the separation is for the purpose of Leela. It is a cosmic play of the God or Ishvara. So far yoga is concerned, whether you believe in Advaita or the Vaishnavite philosophies of Dvaita or Vishishtha Dvaita, does not make any difference. First thing is that, again I come. Suppose I take it is a union. Agreed. Even if I agree, for the argument's sake, that it is a union, then union is possible when I know myself. If I don't know myself, then how I will know my source? So here yoga is just to know yourself. If you know yourself, then you will know who is your Ishvara. If you know your principle, then you know the principle of Ishvara. Or if you know the principle of Ishvara, you know the principle that you are, because it is built on the same principle. According to Vaishnavite philosophy, that Ishvara is the fire and you are the just the sparkling of a fire. So the qualities of a fire and the sparkling of a fire are same. It is not different. So only from that, if you know that the fire qualities that you are, whether you know the total fire or you know the sparkling of the fire, then you have to know the quality that is the consciousness, whether it is individual or total or cosmic. So you have to know that you are the consciousness, which Patanjali says in the last sense, Chitti Shakti iti. You are the power of consciousness. I'll Purusartha Sunyanam. When all the four Purusarthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha is finished, you are no more craving for Dharma, no more craving for Artha, no more craving for Kama, no more craving for even for Moksha. Gunanang Pratiprasava. The qualities, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, three qualities, they stop manifesting Pratiprasava. Their manifestation is stopped. You are in Kaivalya, in your own form. That is what Chitti Shakti. That is the power of consciousness. So you have to know that you are the power of consciousness. In the beginning, what it is said? Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is stopping all the vrittis of your mind. Stop. The Chitta. Mind, intellect, ego and subconscious. So if you stop that, then whatever remains, that is you. Tadadrastu Surupe Avasthanam. When you see that state, when you realize that state of your vrittis are halted, then you are in your own. That means you have to know yourself. And the hindrance to know yourself is your vrittis, the activities of your mind, because there you identify yourself. Now, say for example, now you are making an interview of me. You are an interviewer. So that becomes your identity. And that identity is in your mind. Because that is an activity of your mind. So which that is there in your mind, that activity is in your mind, you are an interviewer. You are not a pure consciousness. Clear? So to have that, you have to stop this vritti. Similarly, we have thousands and thousands of vrittis, and that give us a superimposed identity. Now we have to stop them to have our own identity. So know thyself. Know your identity. Know what you are. That is the Sat principle. Means the pure existence. What is that pure existence principle? That is Chit. That is consciousness. What is that consciousness? That is Ananda. That is pure bliss. We never know pure bliss. We know happiness, but not the bliss.
No bliss, yeah.
It is associated always with suffering.
Okay, thank you very much, Swamiji, for your wonderful answers and spiritual instructions. So, thank you very much. See you next time.
Thank you.
ॐ भूर्भुवस्वहं तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्